sun was just beginning to rise over the green valley when the peace of the morning was shattered by a desperate cry for help. A small farmhouse stood at the edge of a dense jungle where an old shepherd named Hassan lived with his loyal German shepherd, Max, and a few sheep. Hassan had spent his whole life tending to his animals, but that day would test his courage like never before. It began when Max started barking wildly near the forest. His sharp eyes had caught sight of something slithering, or rather crawling out from the shadow. At first Hassan thought it was a large monitor lizard, but when the creature stepped fully into the light, his heart froze. It was a giant Komodo Dragon, easily 15 feet long, its scales glistening dark green, eyes glowing like embers. The beast's tongue flicked in and out, tasting the air, and then it growled, a deep, rumbling sound that echoed across the valley. Hassan had heard stories from old hunters about dragons in the jungle, but he never believed them. Till now. The sheep panicked and began to scatter. Max ran ahead, barking fiercely, trying to protect them. But the Komodo Dragon was fast, unnaturally fast for its size. In a blur, it lunged at one of the sheep, its massive claws digging into the ground, sending dirt flying. Hassan screamed and picked up his wooden staff, running toward the creature even though his legs trembled. At that exact moment, a jeep came roaring down the dirt road. Inside were three men, the village rescue heroes, Captain Rehan, Ollie, and Sammy, who were returning from a wildlife patrol. They saw the chaos from afar, sheep running in every direction, Max barking like mad, and Hassan standing between the monster and his animals. Rehan slammed the brakes. That's not a normal lizard. He shouted, jumping out with a tranquilizer gun in hand. The Komodo Dragon turned its head, fixing its glowing eyes on the newcomer. With a hiss, it charged straight toward them. The ground seemed to shake as it moved. Rehan fired, but the dart missed. The dragon was too fast. Allie grabbed a metal pole from the jeep and shouted, "Over here, beast!" trying to draw its attention away from Hassan and Max. The dragon swiped its tail, sending Ollie tumbling to the ground. Sammy rushed to pull him back just in time as the creature's claws tore through the earth where he had stood. Max didn't back down. He darted toward the dragon, biting at its leg, trying to protect the fallen hero. The dragon let out a furious roar and swung its massive head, knocking Max away. The sound ran to his dog's side. "Max, stay with me!" he cried, fear choking his voice. The German shepherd whimpered but still tried to stand. Even injured, he refused to abandon his master. Rehan reloaded the tranquilizer gun, his hands shaking but determined. Allie distracted again. "Sammy, get Hassan and the sheep out of here." He ordered. Allie picked up a metal sheet from the jeep and banged it like a drum, yelling to catch the dragon's attention. The sound echoed through the jungle and the creature turned, baring its sharp teeth. As it lunged toward Olive, Rehan aimed carefully and fired. This time, the dart hit its mark, right on the creature's thick neck. The Komodo Dragon roared in rage, thrashing violently. It swung its tail, smashing a tree trunk in half. The tranquilizer began to take effect slowly, but the beast was too large for one dose to work quickly. Suddenly, Sammy shouted, "Captain, it's still coming!" Rehan grabbed another dart and fired again, hitting the creature in the shoulder. This time, the Komodo Dragon slowed, staggering from side to side. It let out one last furious hiss before collapsing onto the ground with a heavy thud, sending a cloud of dust into the air. Everyone stood frozen for a moment. The valley was silent except for the sound of the wind. Hassan hugged Max tightly. The dog was hurt but alive, tail wagging weakly. The sheep slowly gathered around, trembling but safe. Allie limped over, grinning through the pain. "Well, that was insane," he said, breathing heavily. "I've never seen anything like that in my life." Rehan nodded, wiping sweat from his forehead. That thing must have come from deep inside the jungle. Maybe it was driven out by hunger or by something even bigger. Sammy's eyes widened. "Something bigger? You mean there could be more?" Rehan looked toward the forest, its dark canopy swaying in the breeze. "Let's hope not," he said quietly. "But we need to alert the wildlife department. This area isn't safe anymore." The heroes loaded the unconscious dragon onto a reinforced trailer and radioed for backup. As the team worked, Hassan walked over to them with Max by his side. "You men saved our lives," he said softly. "I don't know how to thank you," Rehan smiled. "You already have, old man." faced a brave dog. Max fought like a true hero. Hassan looked down at his loyal companion, his eyes filled with pride and tears. He's more than a dog, he's family. By afternoon, more rescue vehicles arrived. Scientists and wildlife officers took the Komodo Dragon away for study. They estimated it weighed over 800 pounds, the largest ever seen in the region. How it survived this long in the jungle remained a mystery. That night, as the stars filled the sky, the heroes sat around a small fire outside Hassan's farmhouse. Max lay resting with a bandage on his leg while the sheep grazed peacefully nearby. Ali chuckled. You know, people in the city won't believe this story. The giant Komodo dragon? They'll think we made it up. Sammy grinned. Then we'll just show them the photos. That'll shut them up. Rehan looked toward the dark forest again. Today we were lucky. But this jungle holds many secrets. Maybe it's time we start learning what really lives in there. The flames flickered in his eyes as he spoke, the night breeze whispering through the trees. Somewhere far off, a strange roar echoed faintly in the distance, too deep, too powerful to be just the wind. The men exchanged uneasy glances. Hassan patted Max's head. Whatever comes next, he said calmly, we'll face it together. The German shepherd lifted his ears, eyes alert, as if ready for another fight. And so ended the day when heroes confronted a giant Komodo dragon to save a German shepherd and a flock of sheep. A day that proved courage isn't about size or strength, but the heart that refuses to give up, no matter how fearsome the enemy may be.